the vice president on campus.
I'm here because I'm counting on your leadership.
To speak with FIU students about fundamental rights and freedoms. A Republican night.
And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action.
The next GOP debate sparking political interests. Trump's empire in danger.
I side with the auto workers of America and with those who want to make America great again.
A civil lawsuit following a liability for fraud. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Parsa K. Sajadi.
I'm Leon Abu Tarbush. Today is Thursday, September 28th, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Republican presidential candidates took the debate stage in California, including Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. Dozens of people rallied outside the venue with messages of support and condemnation. Those 7 candidates all want to get to the same place as Presidents Trump and Biden, Washington, D.C.
That's where we begin our live team coverage of the race to the White House with Caplin News reporter Paloma Pimentel live.
The 7 GOP presidential candidates expressed their position on immigration, foreign policy, and the economy, while scarcely going over topics such as climate change, gun rights, and abortion rights. There were also divisive comments about the war in Ukraine and relations with China.
Interest to end this war, and that's what I will do as president. We are not going to have a blank check. We will not have U.S. troops, and we're going to make the Europeans do what they need to do.
Our national vital interest is in degrading the Russian military. By degrading the Russian military, we actually keep our homeland safer. We keep our troops at home.
Just because Putin is Putin's an evil dictator does not mean that Ukraine is good. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties.
A win
that has
for
actually,
Russia is a
that
win
is not
for
true.
China.
We're driving
a win
Russia.
For Russia
excuse
is a
me.
win for China.
Excuse me, Nick. You'll have
but
a chance.
I forgot you like China. That's why you're
you'll have your chance in just a moment.
Yeah.
The hurling personal insults isn't helping.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump skipped the evening debate on Wednesday and prioritized an event in Detroit where he joined protesters in the auto workers' strike.
And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record.
Even though Trump remains the front runner in the race, the GOP candidates fought real hard to replace him and become the next Republican president of the United States. I am Paloma Pimentel in D.C. reporting for Caplin News.
While the Republicans debate out west, one major Democrat makes her way to speak at FIU today.
Live team coverage continues now with Caplin News reporter Samantha Gutierrez outside the Ocean Bank Convocation Center.
That's right. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris will visit the Ocean Bank Convocation Center at FIU, one of the biggest Hispanic-serving institutions in Florida. This is her 6th stop in her Fight for Our Freedoms college tour.
The Vice President kicked off her month-long tour at Hampton University and has visited a range of historically black colleges, apprenticeship programs, and Hispanic-serving institutions.
I'm here because I'm counting on your leadership to help direct our country based on a vision that is about understanding everyone should be free to live their best life and that we will fight for those freedoms each and every day.
During these conversations, the Vice President is speaking about issues affecting young people, including reproductive freedom, gun safety, climate action, voting rights, LGBTQ+ equality, mental health, and book bans.
I saw that the Biden-Harris administration worked to pass historic gun safety legislation, and so I really just want to know what else can we do to reduce the epidemic of gun violence in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you. And today, the White House is hosting the event here at FIU's Ocean Bank Convocation Center, inviting students into a conversation moderated by New York City rapper Fat Joe and Puerto Rican actor Anthony Ramos.
Doors open at 11:30 a.m. and the moderated conversation is set to start at 2 p.m. As you can see, the University Drive is blocked off, and you do need to bring a student ID and RSVP to attend. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
President Joe Biden was in Detroit this week, and so was the one major candidate missing from the debate. Former President Donald Trump back to D.C. now, and as Caplin News reporter Hawa Izel wraps up our live team coverage.
The former president spent his Wednesday night promising blue-collar workers he's on their side and slamming President Biden's policies just a day after Biden visited the UAW picket lines.
Former President Trump spoke to a crowd at Drake Enterprises, a non-unionized auto parts supplier in a suburb of Detroit, Michigan. He blamed President Biden's policies supporting electric vehicles for the auto industry's woe.
Yesterday, Joe Biden came to Michigan to pose for photos at the picket line. But it's his policies that send Michigan auto workers to the unemployment line. I side with the auto workers of America and with those who want to make America great again, and I always will.
President Biden visited the picket lines Tuesday, joined by UAW President Shawn Fain.
Wall Street didn't build the country, the middle class built the country. You built the middle class. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now. Thank you very much.
Michigan is considered a swing state. Trump got it in 2016, Biden got it in 2020, and although the UAW is known for endorsing Biden, they haven't released anything official yet, except for saying they are working on contract negotiations with automakers. Live in Washington, D.C., I'm Hawa Izel.
The Mega Millions game might need a new name change due to someone winning big, along with it, the second biggest payout. The Florida Lottery stated that someone had won the $1.6 billion prize on Monday. The August 8th winning ticket came from a Publix in Neptune, Florida. According to the Mega Millions website, it is the largest sum ever in the game's history.
On Wednesday, 300 sailors in Florida began their 6-month deployment, but they are worrying about more than just their families. If the government shuts down with sailors aboard, the USS Carney will not receive paychecks. Active military members are required to report for duty during a shutdown, but until a new deal is reached, they will not be receiving any paychecks.
I'd like to say the mission, that'd be the Navy thing to say, but you know, I'm gonna miss them. They're my world, you know, and every chance that I get, I got photos of them I'm gonna be looking at.
Around 1.3 million active duty troops will be affected by the shutdown. Lawmakers are still in negotiation, but there is no bill that can be passed as of now.
A timeline in place this morning to respect gender identity. Caplin News reporter Jaylene Medina has details on what's coming to California.
A new law in California requires K through 12th grade public schools to have at least one gender-neutral bathroom for students by 2026.
The conversation about adding gender-neutral restrooms has been going on for several years.
The 2 high schools in the San Luis Coastal Unified School District already have gender-neutral bathrooms. Assistant Superintendent Ryan Pinkerton says the district is using school bond money to add more.
We're going to be doing the same at our middle schools, elementary schools, and our continuation school.
Locals have mixed opinions on the issue.
It's ridiculous. I think it just opens up a whole can of worms for things that you don't want to have happening at school.
Carol Foster taught PE at a public middle school for 35 years and feels passionately about the new requirement. She says she always had to monitor the kids after PE class.
One thing I had to police every day, you know, the girls going in, the boys going in, making sure there's not trouble going on in the bathrooms.
However, Yvonne Kendall says it is a step in the right direction.
I'm happy that the governor has done this. I think it's very forward thinking, and I think it's going to lead to much more acceptance overall.
She says that she doesn't think bathrooms are a danger zone.
I don't think that boys and girls being together or people who are transgender being together actually makes for a more dangerous space.
Heat fans and Inter Miami fans are consoling each other this morning.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
It's a little different. Sanchez, right field, back, and just over the wall.
How do the Marlins get outscored 13-6 and somehow rise in the playoff rankings? Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Which camera?
A rough start for the Miami Marlins, and the team gets blown out in Game 1 of a doubleheader. Things went a lot better for the Fish in Game 2 of the doubleheader.
The Marlins and the Mets took a 2-2 tie into the 9th inning. The Marlins put 2 on the board in the final frame to secure the win. The final score, Marlins 4 and Mets 2. The Game 1 score was 11-2 New York.
Double disappointment for Miami this morning. Starting with this story. It will be cold winters for Damian Lillard. Yesterday, the 7-time All-Star, who was expected to end up with the Heat, was instead traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. And on the pitch, Inter Miami CF lost the U.S. Open Cup final to the Houston Dynamo in a game where Lionel Messi did not play. The final score was 2-1. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Liana Botorbush.
And I'm Parsa Kesajari. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.